સોનાટા સોફ્ટવેરના મેનેજમેન્ટ સાથે પરિણામો એક વખત જોઈ લો. તમને આવક જે છે તે તેમની ખાસ અહીંયા આઈટી સર્વિસીસમાં વધતી જોવા મળી છે. એબિટા પણ અહીંયા સુધરતા જોવા મળ્યા છે. માર્જિન્સમાં અસર છે, પણ નફો સામે લગભગ 4.40% આસપાસ વધતો જોવા મળી રહ્યો છે. વધુ વાતચીત કરીએ સોનાટા સોफ्टवेयर CFO जगन्नाथन चक्रवर्ती अपनी साथ हैं। सर जी, गुड आफ्टरनून और सबसे पहले तो बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका CNBC बाजार पर। और ऑब्वियसली देख रहे हैं नंबर्स फाइनली एक बार रिवाइवल की जो एक बात थी उसके ऊपर हम आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश में हैं, लेकिन फिर भी थोड़ी सी स्लगिशनेस मार्जिन्स वगैरह को लेकर है। सबसे पहले तो आपके ओपनिंग कमेंट्स, आपने कैसे नंबर्स को देखा, उसके बाद हम डिटेल में आगे डिस्कशन करें।
Thank you for this opportunity. Good afternoon to all the investors. This quarter was really good for us. The dollar revenue growth has been industry leading. We are one of the top echelon of the dollar numbers reported in this quarter for any other software company, comparable software companies. And we are very, very confident of maintaining the growth for the coming quarters. This quarter we have been mentioning that we are now focusing on scaling and also the faster growth. As our CEO, Mr. Samir Dheer, has mentioned earlier, we want to double the revenue in a span of 4 years. We are running hard for that, achieving this result of larger scale as well as the growth, and we will continue to ensure that the growth is coming. And India business, as you know, this is a peak season for them. This quarter always has been really good, and they continue to do very well. And this quarter also, they have done a record performance. Their gross contribution unbilled amount has continued to grow well, and their profitability is also growing well. They have done a very, very strong performance in the last 2-3 years, and they continue to have strong demand and strong growth in the Indian market. Both the businesses, international business is doing really well with strong growth. The question about pipeline, order book, all looks very positive for us, and we are looking for a very, very positive quarters ahead. In India business, the demand is continuing to do well, and the business is continuing to do well.
Okay, now sir, let's understand. We have expected the margins to be in range, but ideally it's a little bit down, the EBITDA margins I am talking about. प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पर ये हो रही है सर, ओवरऑल जो इंडस्ट्री का एट पार परफॉर्मेंस है उसके सामने थोड़ा सा असर आता हुआ हम देख रहे हैं मार्जिन्स पर इन पर्टिकुलर. सो व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रेंज आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग इन एबिटा मार्जिन्स एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रिकवरी आर यू फोरकास्टिंग फ्रॉम नाउ ऑन?
Yeah, I have to answer you. I've been telling from from the beginning of the year itself. We are actually, this is a growth phase for us. We will be investing in the growth. So we have been highlighting this from the beginning of the year before doing any of this investments happen. But this quarter is not exactly it's question of investments alone. This quarter has been a seasonal quarter where we have taken some measures for employee engagement in a very detailed way that has reflecting in our attrition. Our attrition has come down from 21% to 15% this quarter, which is like a record performance for any company. So we have invested on the employee engagement activities, which is very essential for the business, because the question has always been from the investors why the attrition is high, why that no more kind of thing. So if we have to manage this business, we have to take some initiative for the employee engagement, which we have done. The second one is this operational. When the sales revenue grows, automatically operational expenses like travel and other expenses will go up. So that's what has resulted in a little bit impact on the margin. If you see our margin, the average margin of last year EBITDA, whole year EBITDA has been around 24.5% without other income and forex. This year we have now told about 23.8, which is like 50-60 basis point. I don't know now why no 50-60 basis point of investment was required for the operational growth of the business. We are very, very confident of growth, and the growth will help us to manage the investment what is coming in. As mentioned by our CEO yesterday, we are planning to invest 1.5% of the EBITDA on a yearly basis, staggered over the quarters, for the investment in growth for next year. And in spite of it, we are very, very confident the growth will catch up and help us to manage the margin impact in the second half of next year. This impact is a short-term impact, and in the medium term to long term, we continue to believe that growth is going to help us to manage the margin.
डेफिनेटली सर, बहुत अच्छे से आपने समझाया ये सिचुएशन को। अब दूसरी बात इस तिमाही की मतलब इस क्वार्टर की जो हाईलाइट रही है वो ये है कि आपने 4 मेजर डील विन जो है वो आपकी ओर से अनाउंस होते हुए देखने मिले, और इसके अलावा जो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का जो क्लाउड सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइडर का एक स्टेटस भी आपको मिला है। इन दोनों सिचुएशन को समझाइए सर, और डील विन को आगे और क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं आप, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा समझाइए। और ये जो हमें स्टेटस मिला है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की तरफ से, उससे हमारे बिजनेस में क्या फ़र्क महसूस होता हुआ देखने मिलेगा जगन्नाथन जी?
And we have been a Microsoft partner for a long time now, 15, 16 years. This reinforces our ability that Microsoft as a customer as well as Microsoft as a partner, still with Microsoft also, will be growing in a good pace for us, and that will continue to be a major driver for our business. We are very, very confident. This business is very now solid, and now our positioning in Microsoft space is reinforced to be the best, as mentioned by us earlier. The other one large deal is we have started getting large deals now on quarter basis. So this is going to accelerate our growth. And when people are talking about slowdown and recession, I think we are continuing to get large deals, and we are continuing to report a strong industry leading growth in dollar terms, which is actually is a differentiator for us now. So this large deals is an indication of our growth, and that that reconfirms that we are growing faster than the industry level.
Okay. In terms of international businesses, there is a slight indication, or else we can say the market sense in general, that the spending of these giant companies are a bit lesser than the earlier situation, just because of the inflation and recession scenario. What kind of clientele you are getting right now फ्रॉम योर क्लाइंट्स, और उनकी तरफ से किस प्रकार के रिस्पॉन्सेज मिल रहे हैं? क्या आपको सच में ऐसा लग रहा है कि स्पेंडिंग में थोड़ा बहुत असर देखने मिला है जगन्नाथन जी?
So what we are now doing is, earlier we were focusing about global 2000 companies. Now we are focusing on Fortune 500 companies also. The order book and pipeline is very, very strong for us at present, and we have not yet seen any impact of recession on our order book or pipeline. Even if it comes in the IT industry, I have mentioned in earlier interviews also. Even if it comes in next year. It will be only for a couple of quarters. But our pipeline, current situation in the market, current ground position looks positive and very strong for us. We continue to believe that we will be growing very, very strongly, and this growth will help us to be manage the margins also in the coming days. We have a very, very positive view of the situation at present.
ओके, डेफिनेटली। अदर थिंग इज़ दैट इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस, अगेन मैं उसके ऊपर ही आना चाहूँगा। किस प्रकार के आगे के ट्रेंड आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, सिंस वी हैव सीन अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ स्लो डाउन इन द स्पेंडिंग? यूएस के अगर हम जीडीपी नंबर्स और इन्फ्लेशन के नंबर्स देख रहे हैं, दैट इज़ ऑलरेडी हैव पीक्ड। पिछले ही 1-2 महीने पहले ही हमने देखा था कि इनकी पीक जो है वो बन चुकी है, और उसके बाद ये स्लो होने लगे हैं। सो ऐसे माहौल में अभी भी रिसेशन का थोड़ा सा मुद्दा बना हुआ है, तो इसको आप एक ये बताइए, और दूसरा हमारे अट्रिशन में अभी फ़िलहाल क्या सिचुएशन है, और आने वाले वक्त में आपको लगता है कि ये जो सिनेरियो है वो थोड़ा सा और कंट्रोल होता हुआ देखने मिलेगा?
We have taken a lot of measures for addressing the attrition. We can't conclude that we just now solved the problem is solved. Okay, the supply side problem still exists. To be very open and frank on this, the problem still exists, and we have to wait and see for the next couple of quarters how it emerges, right? But the situation on the attrition, on the recession part of it, in the demand is not looking like this. We are very confident of maintaining the dollar good momentum in the dollar revenue growth. We are very, very confident of it. Once that our growth comes in, we feel that more and more employees will also be inclined to associate with the growing company, which is reflecting very, very strong growth. So I think that is going to help positively influence us for the next couple of quarters. But industry influence is also there. We can't rule out that. We have to wait and see how it emerges on the supply side of it. At present, it's in a good state. Definitely Q1 to Q2, there was a good improvement. Q2 to Q3, there's a very good improvement on the employee attrition trend. But we are keeping our fingers crossed. Hope next couple of quarters will change the situation.
Okay, definitely, sir. And finally, budget, we are approaching the budget week. तो उसके हिसाब से उसके रेफरेंस के साथ हम सारे इंडस्ट्री के जो मेंबर्स हैं, स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं, सबसे हम एक सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि बजट को लेकर क्या उम्मीद है, क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस आप रख रहे हैं हमारी इंडस्ट्री के साथ, जो भी अभी प्रॉब्लम्स है उसको लेकर आपको लग रहा है कि गवर्नमेंट एड्रेस करे इस सारे प्रॉब्लम्स को, तो आपकी तरफ से बजट एक्सपेक्टेशंस जस्ट बिफोर गोइंग बजट, सर.
Yeah, the budget expectation from our side is to continue to support on the labor related trends like training, development, and and retain the kind of a bring in some support for the SEZ benefits on other aspects of it, maybe on a different criteria, not only on the revenue front, export front, but on the different on the at least on the labor cost front. If government can bring in some support for us, it will be a great help for the industry, because we are in a competitive industry internationally. We should, and this is a great industry which has been supporting the Indian economy continuously. We continue to do well and bring dollars to the country, and hence we request government to consider this proposal to give a support to the IT industry, which is actually is performing well for the economy.
डेफिनेटली सर. सो थैंक यू सो मच, आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और ये सारी जानकारी दी. आने वाले वक्त में फिर से बेहतरीन नंबर्स आप पोस्ट करते रहें, ऐसी हमारी शुभकामनाएं. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you.